So I always get asked, Cotton, what software should I use? Whether it's elite and pro traders, beginners, large companies trying to clean up their trading floor, or maybe even exchanges. I'm constantly getting asked the same question. What software should I use and what's going to give me the edge in these markets? Well, today I'm here to share my secrets on day trading softwares. Okay, before we start this video, let's kiss goodbye. Mwah. Any sponsorship deals we may have, any third-party endorsements, I am ripping apart the industry in this video and giving the brutal truths. I am stripping everything down to its core, and I am killing any potential for sponsorship deals or anything like that in the future for myself, because I'm actually giving the truth in this video, and I'm not going to kind of sugarcoat things and say what's working and what's not working. Okay, hit the pause button, reset your brain, and let's get rid of anything you think you know about day trading software so we can start this list from zero and go through this together to find out where the edges actually are in day trading software. So there's a pretty notorious problem that happens in day trading. And like a bad disease, this thing is very contagious and it happens to a lot of people. Whether they like it or not, they catch this bug and it affects the way they trade in a very bad way. So this is important to get this out of the way first before we go into a list of what's actually working out there. Somebody makes a good trade. They say, oh, thank God I had this breaking news indicator or whatever software they're using. It doesn't matter. People see that and they see, oh man, this guy just made 400% on this trade. He must be doing things right. And like a bad virus, they try to mimic what he's done in that trade to try to replicate the results. So this person says, oh, I just bought company X and it had a breaking news story. And thank God for my breaking news provider software, because without that, I wouldn't have caught this pump. So there's a problem here with this. And that is that we don't get to see that trader's bad trades, okay? Day traders are notorious for highlighting all their best winning trades and then locking away the losing ones and hiding them in a closet like it's some dirty secret they never want to deal with, okay? So this is a problem. We're seeing somebody's highlight moments almost like as if it's this perfect reel. So if enough people do that, we kind of create this highlight reel in our mind that, oh, this person is trading this and they're using that software and they must be doing something right. And the next person does the same thing and so forth and so forth. And after 3 or 4 times of this, we've created this highlight reel of magical moments in our mind, thinking that we're missing out because we're not using some software or they have some advantage that we don't have. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and make sure you stay here till the end, because at the end of this video is when we're going to get through the categories and actually go into my list of the softwares that I recommend to give you that edge that the pros have. First and foremost, the easy one, online brokers. So this is going to be very much personal preference. Do your own research and figure out what makes the most sense for your setup. I'm going to share a few tips here about what I think is smart, but let's put something out there. No matter what the brokerage is, to post a trade, you get charged a fee. So whether it's through a bank, whether it's through online software, it doesn't matter. To post a trade, you get charged a fee. Now, whether this fee is put into plain sight for you to see or it's hidden behind fine print somewhere, there is a minimum fee for anybody to post a trade. Banks pay it, online brokers pay it, everybody pays this fee. It's $10 where I live. Where you live, it might be different, but where I live, it's $10 per trade. So whether you have the transparency from the company you're dealing with to see that fee, well, that I can't tell you because there's a ton of brokers out there. But what I can give you is a really solid piece of advice for choosing a broker. Okay, the best thing I can give you guys, and first, disclaimer mode, okay? This is not financial advice. This is not accounting advice. This is not taxation advice. This is not advice of any type. This is just simply me sharing my experiences so that you guys may avoid some of the things that some people run into. Now, again, disclaimer number 2, this is not advice of any type. I can't scream that into the mic enough, okay? But this is my experience. When you are doing your taxes or accounting at the end of the year, you need to be sure that you have as much transparency as possible. Paying taxes is a good thing. With that said, I personally choose to trade through my bank because it's very easy for me to have a corporate setup for my trading, to have the record keeping done by my bank, and for structuring purposes with companies, it makes it very easy for me to report my taxes, makes it very easy to report my accounting, and it makes it very transparent so that I have no worries when it comes to actually making money in this field and paying my taxes on it. Because no matter who you are going to pay taxes on day trading. This is just something you have to get over. So for this reason, I recommend trading through your bank. Now, you have to do your own research here. Because before you say, what is the best broker for me, whether it's online or through a bank or a third party option that we didn't talk about, you have to have your setup done properly. So, what I mean by that is you have to know if you're a sole proprietor or corporate, if you're trading as an individual, if you're trading for a company, if you want to incorporate yourself and make this a business for you. The most important part about choosing a broker is understanding your setup. So peel back a layer on what brokerage makes sense for me to trade through, okay? And think about what's the most advantageous to my current setup, or what setup do I want to structure going forward in the future that's going to give me the best benefits. Before we move on, I wanted to give one quick example of why it might make sense to think about structuring before you think about brokerages. Say you're day trading, you make a bad trade, you lose $5,000. All of a sudden, this is a negative debt. Well, negative debts are tax write-offs under certain circumstances. So again, not tax advice, not accounting advice, not financial advice, but there's advantages to understanding how to structure day trading from a company standpoint, right? So keep it in mind. Again, brokerage, important, structure, more important. Okay, on to the next category, stock scanning softwares. Okay, the idea is simple. There are softwares out there that give you the ability to scan the market, 50,000 coins a minute or 10,000 coins a second or whatever it is. And if you pay a premium, then you get your signals 10% faster and they tell you what to buy. And they allow you to set up kind of these trigger events. And this is complete garbage. So the problem with stock scanning software is that they're made to sell. Get your signals 10 seconds quicker by paying this monthly fee. Beat the competition. Edge out the markets. Get notifications before notifications are being picked up by top level brokerages. All this stuff like this. It simply is just a load of crap. Stock scanning softwares, while they may scan the market, they can't tell you what to buy, when to buy, and what makes sense. Behind a stock scanning software is a human being that's creating a rule set. So basically, you're forfeiting all your knowledge and you're forfeiting the ability to think for yourself. And you're just saying, I trust person X behind the scenes to guide me right. And yeah, okay, I might as well just give them the money and put them in the driver's seat. Well, you might as well go to a bank and just put your money in some type of dividend fund. You're going to be better off making these decisions on your own rather than trusting some software that tens of thousands of users are getting the exact same signals at the exact same time, buying the exact same stock. Like, this is crazy because it's a matter of who's buying it fastest. And even then, you're all buying it overpriced anyways. So you may be the first person on the list to buy something that's already overpriced because people like me or big exchanges or top level pros and elite traders, we've already bought this during like an accumulation cycle or prior to a trend break or when a hold level gets hit, a very specific level gets hit, right? To help people who are at a higher level than you pump the price of something else. So you're paying 2 and 3 times as much and you're getting taken advantage of. You're paying 2 and 3 times as much. Well, the real traders actually bought this thing before those kind of breakouts. On to the next one, charting software. This is crazy to think that trusting someone else to do charts for you makes sense in any way possible. You need to learn how to do your own charting and technical analysis. I have tons of lessons on this stuff. You guys can go learn this. I've worked for top level exchanges. I've worked for brokerages. I've worked with elite traders. I've worked with people with 7-figure accounts, 8-figure accounts. I've helped take traders who are brand new in this industry and who have $1,000 to their name and help them build 6-figure incomes. And the common thing they all share is that I teach them how to do their own technical analysis so they can use their brain and their mind to make the correct decisions as these markets are evolving every day. I have a saying that I tell people, you either evolve or die in this field. If you are trusting someone else, which is what you're doing with charting software, by the way, you're using a piece of software that is doing the work for you. If you're trusting something else to make these decisions for you, you might as well be an investor. You're not a day trader. You're just clicking buttons under someone else's script, right? Like, that's not day trading. So you could say, well, Cotton, I just don't know enough yet. I don't have the knowledge, so I trust someone else to do the work for me. Then you're not ready for the career yet. Then you need to step back, go and learn technical analysis. I teach it on my channel. I have tons of lessons. You're not ready for the career yet. That would be like trying to be a doctor and have someone else doing your surgeries for you and pretending to be like the person who's actually making a difference in human beings' lives. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't work. Take it a step back, go and learn your own technical analysis, make your decisions for yourself so that you can evolve and be better. Okay, on to the final category before I give you my list of softwares that's actually going to work to give you an edge. Okay, breaking news signals. Check mark, useless. I'm going to give you the flow of how breaking news works. a company knows a release is coming out, some type of big news release is coming out, a partnership or whatever it may be. They stay as quiet as they can to let public lose interest, burn the price to the ground before they decide to use a third party or maybe even their own trading houses to pick up stocks to satisfy and gratify shareholder requirements and their own personal growth requirements. So they let price get as low as they can, knowing full well they have a news article release coming out. They start accumulating stock of their own company, and then they help it go viral by using social media, breaking news providers to help get the price up. And then they sell it. They bought at the lowest price and they sold at the highest price. And all behind the scenes, they have some top level trader, some elite trader coordinating this whole thing. Now, if you are using a breaking news signal provider, you are just part of the machine that they've created. This is engineered by traders at top levels to have these reactionary points like this. So breaking news article softwares are useless because you're just part of the machine and you're buying way too late anyways. Okay, so that wraps up my categories. Let's get into the softwares I'd recommend. We can agree that what we talked about today is all sharing kind of the same commonality. Learn your own technical analysis, and we're going to use one software above them all to help us make all of the best decisions, and we will never need another piece of software in our life. And guess what this is? Ta-da, it's TradingView. TradingView without the indicators, TradingView without all the add-ons on it, just your raw version of TradingView. If you know your technical analysis, you will never use a piece of software in your life to help you make these decisions. Actually, I'm going to let you guys in on another secret. All the biggest traders I've ever worked with, and I've worked with some of the biggest, none of them use these softwares because it's simply a science on the chart that is broken down, and it is just decisions made by human beings. And every single day, these markets are evolving and these ways that the charts are being used is changing. Okay, so newsflash, none of the best traders in the world use any softwares. They simply just use a stripped down version of TradingView. And what I help people realize is that if you're using these scanning softwares, if you're using indicators, EMAs, Fibonacci, Elliott waves, ABCDEFG patterns, news providers, charting software, profilers, throw all these in the garbage. None of it is used. Raw technical analysis backed by a science is what all of the best traders use, and it is the only thing that I use, and it is the only thing I would recommend you guys use. Where you should start as a day trader in the beginning of your journey, and by the end of it, you are not piling on top of it a bunch of icing on the cake. You are not adding a bunch of software to it. Where you start by using just a naked version of TradingView, and where you end as the best elite day trader in the world, making 8 or 9 figures in the world, it's the same beginning and end point. Raw TradingView, no jazz. Raw TradingView, no jazz. Okay, whether you're a beginner or a pro, I hope today's video helped you refine your techniques as a day trader. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and go break your mouse by right-click deleting all these programs that you don't need on your computer. Okay, see you guys later.